Write this down. 2 divided by 1/3 would be what? 6. So if the problem starts with a whole number, your answer is a whole number, okay? And then if we did 1/3 divided by 4, what would my answer be here? 1/12. How do you know it's a fraction?
Because it starts with a fraction.
Okay, so my answer is a fraction. Does that make sense to everyone? Javen, that's pretty much all you missed. The rest of this you'll learn today with the kids, okay? Because we didn't concentrate on the tape diagrams very much yesterday. So the first thing I want to do is I want to explain how we would put this on a tape diagram. This problem, 1/3 divided by 2, okay? So go ahead and draw a tape diagram. Got that much done? Okay. Now, I'm going to circle. I don't want you to, but I have to show 1/3 on my tape diagram. That's my first step. So how would I do that?
You make one. That would be a one whole.
One whole divided into
3 parts.
3 parts. Okay. And the best way to show 1/3 on this tape diagram is to shade 1/3. Now, if you want to take out your highlighters or your pens or your colored pencils or whatever it is, I don't care. Just make sure that you write with a pencil on everything else, okay? But this is how I show 1/3 on a tape diagram. So I'm going to let everyone get caught up with me, and then we'll continue. Now, yesterday we used the example of a pan of brownies, okay? So let's say our family made a pan of brownies. We ate 2/3 of it. We have 1/3 left. We're giving the last 1/3 away to 2 people. How much will each person get? So now I will divide each of those thirds in half for the 2 people. And I'm going to double shade only the first box. And that should match with what I know my answer is. What is the answer here? 1/6. So is that what I have on my tape diagram? Yes, it is. Okay? All right, let's go to the next one. If you would please do this with me, because you're going to have to do it on your exit ticket today. So if you don't have something to look back at, there's nothing I can do for you. You've got to participate during class. Okay, so here's what I've got. I've got to show 1/3 on the tape diagram again. All right, we know how to do that. We just did it. Let everybody get going. Okay, so we've got 1/3 of a pan of brownies left. And we're sharing it with 4 people. Okay, so I have to make 4 equal parts in each of the thirds. And I changed the color of my pen so you could see what I'm doing. And I'm going to double shade the very first little box. So what is the answer here? 1/12. Is that what my tape diagram shows?
Yes.
Did anybody count and see?
Yes.
For sure? Okay. Let's go to the next page. Okay, so this time the family ate more I'm going to get rid of that. The family ate more of the pan of brownies, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So they only have a 1/4 left to share. So go ahead and show 1/4 on your tape diagram. And how many friends are they sharing that 1/4 pan of brownies with?
2 people.
2. So divide each fourth in half. And double shade the first box. Now we already know the answer, don't we? If it starts with a fraction, then my answer has to be a fraction. This only works when your numerator is 1. But guess what? I looked it up, and the only thing on your Kansas assessment is a numerator of 1 when you're dividing fractions. Think we can handle that? We just have to remember what to do, okay? So I know this is a fraction. What's 4 times 2? So that's my answer. Is that what this shows?
Yes.
Sure enough, it does. Okay, let's keep going. So the next problem, 4th pan of brownies again. So start with 1/4. Please make sure you're doing everything I am. That's going to make your life easier. Okay. And how many friends are we sharing the 4th pan with? 3. So you'll have to divide each of the fourths into thirds. And double shade the first box. So we should get what? Let me ask Javen, since he was gone. Javen, I know this is a fraction, right? So what do you think my denominator is?
12.
You got it. Okay. Now, I want to know if this works with KCF, our trick. Let's double check, because it's been a few days since we've done that. So the K stands for what? And then change, flip. Okay. So keep 1/4. Change division to multiplication. Flip the 3/1. And it will become what?
1/3.
And is that the correct answer?
Yes.
Yes. So there's really no reason to do that unless you get confused or mixed up. And then double check with that, okay? All right, you think you can solve these problems down here by just writing the answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So, whoops. Start with a fraction. My answer is a fraction. You want to finish those and then we'll check them?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just have tables answer. How about table 2 here?
1/18.
1/18. Okay, table 6.
1/20.
Okay. Table 4. 1/20 again. Table 1.
1/10.
Okay. Table 3.
1/18.
Table 5.
1/16.
1/16. And all of you.
100.
100. Very good. Okay, let's look at the next one. Now this, it's got 3 problems. I think yours is a little different than mine. They're the same problems, but I think it's more pages. Okay? So let's take a look at the first one. Now, if you've been paying attention, you would know that we're going to figure out what fraction to write and then what to divide it by. Okay? So I'm going to read this and then I want you to be ready to tell me what my fraction is and what I'm dividing by. Tasha eats half her snack and gives the other half to her 2 best friends for them to share equally. What portion of the whole snack does each friend get? Draw a picture to support your response. So I'm going to go ahead and make a tape diagram. Okay, and what is my fraction here?
Thirds.
half, okay? So it says Tasha eats half her snack and gives the other half to her two best friends. So if I show half, it's going to look like this. You agree? Okay. Now I want you to tell me what we're dividing it by. Wendy. It says, gives the other half to her two best friends for them to share equally. What are we dividing by? How many friends are there? So if you said it was going to be 2, you were right. Okay? So what do I need to do next with my tape diagram? Angel? Split each section in half, but I want to change the color of my pen. Okay, and what will I double shade? The very first box, yeah. Because we know the answer. What's the answer? 1/4. Okay, so how much of the snack, what portion of the snack does each friend get?
1/4.
Each friend will get 1/4 of the snack, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. It's really good because it reviews something that I know you're going to see next week, okay? So it says Mrs. Appler used 1/2 gallon of olive oil to make 8 identical batches of salad dressing, okay? So first of all, let's get a problem written down. What do you think it is?
1/2 divided by 8.
Very good. So write that down. And then what would that look like?
1 whole and a half.
Right, so we have to show half. And I don't want to do anything else but draw this. This represents the 1/2 gallon of olive oil. Okay, so go ahead and draw that. So, who knows the answer to this? Okay, Henry, what's the answer? 1/16. Here's the deal though, it's 1/16 of a gallon. Okay? And we're not going to put 8 boxes in each one. We're just going to know that we can trust our math. Okay? But I wanted you to have a visual of 1/2 of a gallon. Okay? So let's talk about gallons. Okay? 1 gallon equals how many quarts? 4. And we've got queens on our poster, don't we? Okay, write this down. And 1 gallon also equals how many pints or princesses? 8. Do you see that there are 2 peas in each cube?
Yeah.
So 2 queens, or each queen had 2 princesses, okay? And then each princess has 2 cats, so take 8 times 2 and what do you get?
16.
And those are not cats, they're called cups, okay? And it's good. Did you write that down? If you didn't, please write it down now, okay? I know it's going to be part of one of your questions. But it might say, how many gallons is 3 cups? And you'll have to figure it out. So let's see what this question says, okay? It says, how many cups of olive oil did she use in each batch of salad dressing? So we've got to, well, that's of a gallon. We've got to change gallon to cups. Don't anybody shout it out. I want everybody to have to think. So what do you think? How much would 1/16 of a gallon measure if I poured it into something? What do you think?
A cup.
A cup. Yep. Now it'd be 1 cup. It'd be 1/16 of a gallon. So Angel's sort of right. It's 1 whole cup, isn't it? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Do we have more? Turn the page and see if we have more.
Yeah, we have more.
Okay. I don't think I do. So flip over to the exit ticket. It's your lucky day. All right. So we are going to talk about this exit ticket, and I don't want you to work ahead, please. Okay? Deal?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about number 2 first because kids always freak out when they see word problems, and we're not going to do that, are we? We're going to look for the important information in here and not let the rest of it freak us out. Larry spends half of his workday teaching piano lessons. Do we have a fraction? Half. If he sees 6 students each for the same amount of time, what fraction of his workday is spent with each student? So what are we dividing this by? 6. Okay? That's simple. You can go back and fix that or do that, or you can do it right now before we talk about the rest of it. Okay? Then I'm going to put a bonus question on here later for you. But for right now, let's talk about this. Now, I have something funny. I'm not mentioning any names, but one of my homeroom students. Okay?
Very nice.
Okay? It's just so cute. So this homeroom student came up. I'm going to read this to you, first of all. It says, solve. Support at least one of your answers with a model or tape diagram. Okay? 1. You hear that? 1. So this child came up, and this child had drawn 2 tape diagrams. Keep in mind this one has to have a lot of little boxes. And I said, oh, you only had to do 1 tape diagram. You know what this child said? Well, a heads up would have been nice. I'm pretty sure I just gave you a heads up right here. What do you think?
I think I know.
Yeah, okay, so you go ahead and you make 1 tape diagram, please, to solve both of these. Okay, the B, you can just write the answer. A, you have to write the answer and make a tape diagram. Do you want me to help you as much as I helped everybody else?
No. Yeah.
Or- What's my fraction? So I have to start with half. That's all I helped them with.